Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here for the Sim 500 Racing League here on Trackside Esports Network, and it should be a good one here at Dover. This place is a really hard place to run. I know in the past that I've always had a hard time running here, but joining me in the booth tonight is none other than the living legend, Adam Chapman. Adam, how you doing tonight?
I don't know about living legend, but thank you, dude. I'm doing pretty good here at Dover. My favorite racetrack title on the Sim, and I get to broadcast it, which I absolutely love. So I'm very much looking forward to this race.
Coming in tonight, this is race number 3 of the 4-race round in the playoffs. Right now, it is Daniel Falkingham, O'Rourke, Ryan Howard, Justin Fuller, and Tyler Dalton leading the field in practice here. About 4 minutes left here. Chapman, what do you think these guys are going to do tonight out on this track?
Well, one thing that we know from the past, as you guys can see the weather on the screen as well, one thing we know about the past races here, Todd, whether it be Cup Series, Xfinity trucks, literally street stocks, literally super late models, literally any kind of car that you drive here, there's 3 keys to my race on this, okay? Your exits, for one.
Yep.
We know turns 2 and turn 4 can be deadly. Turns 2, probably where you can see your biggest wrecks because it's a lot narrow. Turn 4, you see a lot of self spins or a lot of crashes really to that inside wall. That is one of my keys. You got to avoid that. Number 2, of course, is the pit road here. Pit road here, probably the toughest pit road that we go to, maybe with the exception of Dover, that these guys will go, or Darlington that we go to. Pit road very hard to get to because we know how many guys. We know that this league can go a lone green flag run, so do not be surprised if we see a lone green flag run. And, of course, my third key is wheel spin. If we do have yellows, wheel spin always a big factor here. If you decide to stay out, we've seen multiple crashes on the front stretch, even in real life, due to wheel spin.
Yeah, I mean, there was that one year Jimmy Johnson just about wrecked the whole field.
Literally.
On a restart. So,
literally.
Another thing I do want to point out, this track, normally to us racers, we kind of see it as like a short track on the schedule. It actually is not. It is actually a 1 mile intermediate track. So it's completely different than what some of these other tracks are.
Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of like a bigger brother to Bristol. It's very similar. It's concrete, except for here, normally, like Bristol, you don't run the high line here. You tend to run the low line more, or at least a middle groove more. But it's concrete, 1 mile track. Race is very similar, very fast. Things happen in a hurry. So I've always called it kind of the bigger brother to Bristol, or bigger brother to Bristol.
So as we still got trucks out on the track right now, we got less than 2 minutes of practice here. Why don't we get our league sponsor AdLib in here before we go to qualifying?
Yeah, snapmobile.shop, whether you are a small business, a big family, or you just want a new device. Probably like me, because apparently I got mush in my mouth when I talk on the phone a lot, apparently. So I may need a new phone. But who knows? Whether the Wireless Zone, however, can help. Visit them for the latest technology and assistance from experts in the wireless industry. Why Verizon? Because better matters. That's why Todd, but you did not know that. Wireless Zone is the largest Verizon franchise in the U.S. with over 400 locations, which is quite a bit. And it's pretty cool because it's actually independent owned and operated stores. They provide Verizon products. They've done it for now over 33 years, something like that. Also, Verizon has recognized a knowledgeable and friendly staff at the National Customer Service Loyalty Award for winner for 5 years. So 5 consecutive years. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I did not know that they had over 400 stores. And what'd you say, they were all independently owned?
All independently owned, which anymore is pretty big, to be honest. Yeah, so pretty cool that they actually still have that. What do we got?
So,
30 seconds.
Yeah, about 30 seconds left to practice. Who do you think is going to be your dark horse, and who do you think is going to be... You get 2 picks tonight. Who's your dark horse, and who's your lock?
My gosh, I don't want to speak. Dark horse is Joey Gattina. I'm going to go with him at a 14. Don't know why. I see his practice time, and he has been improving. Winner is going to be Daniel Falkingham.
Oh, for sure. We know he is. I mean, he's got, what, 8 or 9 wins this season so far? So my dark horse, I believe, is going to be, let's see, Mike Kelly.
Good pick.
And I'm going to say Justin Fuller is my winner.
Good pick. Can't go wrong with
Or
either
my
one of them.
lock, so.
Yeah, can't go wrong with any one of them. It'd be cool if we could do like a fantasy iRacing series. They have it where you can. I just don't know how it works, to be honest. So, anyway.
So, practice is over. Now we got 5 minutes of qualifying. Right now, I need to update my ATVO so I can see who's out on track.
Nobody yet.
Nobody yet.
Yeah,
well, here we go.
Yet.
Joey Gattina.
That's kinda,
Maybe
yeah,
he's not out there yet.
Not going. One thing I noticed, Todd, was the track temp 110 degrees now.
Yeah, and that's gonna make it a little more interesting, as these guys normally, when you come off the corner, turns 2 and 4, that truck's always almost half sideways as is. The hot track temp is gonna make it worse. So
yeah, that's one thing we've kind of talked about, especially the last few weeks, whether it be in here or other leagues as well. Tire management, especially at a place where it's really hot track temp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we always talk about how important it is to manage them tires, especially at a place like this, because we don't know exactly. I was looking for the race info and couldn't really find it. Not saying it's not in here, but either way, tire management will be key once again.
So far, nobody's still out on the
I
track.
got Brian Boris Cook right now.
Yeah, there we go.
Bentley Glasser also out. Boris Cook puts down his first lap. He does go to the top of the board with that lap.
Let's see, who else? Jeff Hollingsworth is now out on the track. Looks like he just took his green flag lap. Actually, no.
Yeah, he did just take it. No, right. Yeah, he's on his white flag lap.
Yep.
He's actually, you can see right there where he's running right on the bottom side.
Yep. And that's going to be the main thing, I think, here for the first about 10 to 15 laps, is you'll see guys running the bottom, and then as soon as tires start falling off, you can see guys running the middle to high lane. So currently, let's see who we watching. We'll watch Michael Waters here coming out of turns 2.
Yeah,
Looks like he's going to shut it down. Hollingsworth now goes to the top of the board.
Yeah, Hollingsworth. Anthony Catoni also. Or Cantoni,
yep.
Sorry.
Tyler Dalton now starting to roll off of pit road for his qualifying laps. So is Joey Gattina. And even last week's winner, Brian Macklin, putting a lap down now, just took his green flag lap. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, he really has nothing to lose. If he wrecks out, he wrecks out. With the win last week, don't really affect him whatsoever. So
Gonna run the bottom here in turns 3 and 4. See what kind of lap time he's gonna put down here. Coming to the line, almost hitting the wall. He will be third quickest.
yeah, he's going to be somebody else to watch out for, honestly. That's somebody we definitely have to watch out for in this race. I think Macklin, we've seen him win last week. So, Jason Brom, wow.
Yep, Joey Gattina to third.
Jason impressed me last week, Todd. Remember, we talked about him a little bit in last week's race.
Yeah. So, we got about minute 15 left to qualify in here. A lot of guys still haven't put down a lap time, like Daniel Falkingham, and if I'm him, I mean, you don't really have to, but
yeah.
Look at this, EJ O'Rourke now to the top of the board.
Yeah,
Ryan Howard now to the board.
Wow,
top of the board.
22.515 for Ryan Howard. Not bad at all.
Gonna come down turns 3 and 4. Gonna run about a foot off the bottom of the track.
Falkenham goes to second, by the way, 22.546.
Good lap there.
Yep. Dalton England also out on track right now.
Jeff Ryan to 21st. Oh, now he just jumped up.
Dalton goes 20th, and you said Jeff Ryan looks like he went 18th.
Yep.
Jimmy Coleman out on track. By the way, Todd, I just want to mention this is one of our best tracks for the Turn It Up. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Same here.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Todd, by the way, we got something special coming up next week, right? Next Friday night?
Yeah. Since how we normally cover the Midnight Thunder series here within Sim 500 Esports, we're going to do a special broadcast for the September 10th / September 11th broadcast in honor or memorial, I guess you could say, of the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. So that should be I don't want to say a fun broadcast.
Not looking forward to it, but you know.
Well,
I get what you're saying.
Qualifying has been set. It is none other than Ryan Howard on the pole. Joining him on row number 1 will be Daniel Falkingham. Row number 2 will be EJ O'Rourke and Jason Brown. Row number 3 will be Justin Fuller and Kevin Brown. Row number 4 will be Tyler Dalton and Jeff Hollingsworth. Row number 5 will be Joey Gattina and Anthony Calatoni. Row number 6 will be Richard Swavely and Brian Macklin, last week's winner. Row number... Yeah, you can.
I got you, because I know it's hard for you to bat down. Things hard for you. I freaking see from that far. I know it is. Brian Boris-Peck, Bentley Glasser, row 7, row 8, Michael Waters, Mike Kelly, row number 9, Scott Simley, Jeff Ryan, Jimmy Coleman, Dalton England in row 10, 21st and 22nd. We got Ryan Hollyfield, Tommy Ryan all the way back in 22nd place. Glenn Campbell, another fast truck with Chad Coleman back there in 24th. Joseph Burgess, Charles Woods in row 13. Row 14, we got Doug Roth and Travis Martin. Row number 15, Paul Crummer, winner this year, and Randy Yoakum, who's been slowly getting better each week. Brian Wortman and Jose Polanco in row 16, and row 17 in 33rd place, Todd Chase, Doug Simone. There you go.
So there's your rundown. Waiting for the pace car to roll off.
120 laps too, not Todd, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what type of fuel run these guys are going to run, and I would think these guys would probably have about 3 sets of tires. So just with me doing some races with you being as my spotter as the field starts to roll off pit road, I believe before you've told me about 30 to 40 laps is normally when we would come and get tires, if we can wait that long. What do you think?
Real quick, by the way, wins do not point you into the next round. Just FYI, I thought they did. They do not. Justin Fuller actually commented on the broadcast, and wins do not point you in or do not get you in. As far, my God, I don't speak English. As far as tires go, yeah, I mean, I've always kind of been on the fence to go 30 here, 30 laps. Mm-hmm. I've even done it in spotting for you. And Derek and other guys on our team, of course, but 30 laps is what I recommend, and that would put you at a 3-stop race, 30, 60, 90. So,
right.
But you got to keep in mind wheel spin.
One thing I do want to point out is you see some of these guys with the red banner and the red spoiler. Those guys are actually locked into the playoffs right now. As pace car comes down pit road, get ready to go green here at Dover. Ryan Howard going to start looking for the green flag. Green flag is out in the air. We're live here at Dover.
Sim 500 Esports going down into turn 1. Ryan Howard, Daniel Falkingham side by side. A little bit of a gap there right around 3rd or 4th with Justin Fuller kind of filling that gap in.
Ryan Howard still not able to go up there and block Daniel Falkingham going down to turn 3. Falkingham going to have a good run down here in turn 3. Running the high side, going to pinch him down at the bottom. Not going to let him get that good run off.
That's the thing, too, Todd. You know this as well as I do. Coming out of turn 4, very interesting because that wall creeps up very, 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 very fast. Oh, there he goes. Big wreck on the back here.
Going to take EJ out with him.
Everybody trying to dodge it, more involved. Everybody pretty much gets through that, but Daniel Falkingham, Todd, not the way he wanted that to start.
No, and I can guarantee you Ryan Howard's not happy with that.
Yeah.
Either, because that's another one of them things about this track is you push up so easily on exit that you try to keep it off the guy that's on the outside of you, and ultimately Ryan Howard wasn't able to do that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that EJ got a big piece of that too. Everybody else does a fairly good job of making it through that. I mean, Todd, we talked about how quick things happen here. This is just another, view of it. We're riding on board right now with Michael Waters, you can kind of see, but that's Dover.
Yep. Another thing this place is known for, as I think my game just froze again.
Let me know if it did.
This is not good.
Let me know if it
But anyways, yeah, it froze.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
So, what's it known for?
This place is known for, it's known as a self-cleaning track, meaning everybody wrecks up top. It always self-cleans the wrecks all the way down to the bottom. So nobody really ever goes up to the outside wall. They always come to the inside wall.
Good point on that. I really didn't actually think about that. I'll let you load back in. Really didn't think about that. We're looking at right now at the 33 of Ron Howard. A lot of nose damage to the front of the Chevrolet Silverado. I'm not sure how much damage will affect this place. Maybe it might hurt you a little bit early. But I'll be honest, everybody in here is going to have damage. I mean, that's just over for you.
Right, and normally we say with short tracks, damage doesn't really play a factor. But this place, even though it kind of feels like it races like a short track, it actually does matter with damage.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be under power. I've been under power here plenty of times. I mean, like I said, this is probably, what do you think, Todd? Probably the top 5 toughest track that we race on.
Oh, for sure.
Easily,
and
maybe even top 3.
Yeah, and I've had good races here, and I've also had bad races here. So for me, it's kind of, based off of what kind of vehicle we're using.
Yeah, so, I've kind of been in the same way. Like, to me, when we're talking about toughest tracks, it's probably, honestly, Martinsville and Darlington right there. Probably Darlington, honestly.
Yeah.
Would be tougher than Martinsville. Yeah, we'll go Darlington, and then actually maybe Dover, and then even Bristol or Martinsville I would definitely throw in there as far as the oval tracks go. I might be missing one, though, but, that's the ones I can really think of off the top of my head. So, anyway, double back up here with Ryan Howard, Jason Brom, Justin Fuller, Kevin Brown, Jeff Hollingsworth. Going to be curious to see what that damage will do to this 33. He does elect to choose the outside lane. Falkingham, by the way, not out of the race. He came down, took a little bit of damage repair, and back in 31st place at the moment. That's going to be interesting to see what that does in points, but I don't think it'll hurt him.
I don't think it'll hurt him either. I mean, we've seen this weeks prior to where he gets caught up into a crash early on in the race and has actually, I think at some point, whether it be like he's won a couple of races by having that kind of strategy where he did get wrecked and then ended up making his way all the way back to the front of the field.
Yeah, the green flag is back out in the air.
Oh my God.
That was not intentional, by the way. Anyways, it's back out in the air. It is Kevin Brown, Jason Brom, Tyler Dalton, first top 5 right now. A little bit further back in the field, side by side, it looks like, who is that? Right behind Brian McElwain. That is Mike Kelly, Todd, one of your picks, and Richard in a 32 side by side as they work out of turn 2 heading on the straightaway. And here's your onboard shot with Mike Kelly. You can get a good look what Dover looks like. By the way, up front, leading the way, Batman Ryan Howard. That's what we're going to call him because he's able to stay out front right now, leading his pack with the rest of them chasing him. Like that, don't you?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Out of turn number 2 this time. Howard actually still one of the fastest trucks in here, even with that nose damage, so not really affecting the speed of the truck. Jason Brom's actually dropped back to P4, which is right where he started, but does fall in line right in front of Tyler Dalton.
Yeah, I'm still stuck at like 98% loading in, so.
Brian Boris Cook having a pretty good run right now. He's mirrored in 7th place in that number 63 Bitcoin Chevrolet, or Toyota, I'm sorry. Would be a little weird if that was a Chevrolet, I think.
Maybe a little.
You see single file. That is the thing at this track. You do see a lot of single file racing around here on that bottom side. Honestly, in this track, it's all about throttle control. That's how you're able to get runs. That's how you're able to make passes. It is mainly about throttle control, keeping the tire temps down to be able to make big runs and try to clear the guy in front of you. Right now, if somebody gets to your inside, it's going to be very tough to make a pass, just for the simple fact that usually if you get caught up on the outside, it's basically a freight train.
Yeah, right now, Ryan Howard enjoying a 0.7 of a second lead over Justin Fuller. Them guys still trying to run each other down.
All in all, some good racing for the most part here early on in this one. That's the thing. It's a 120-lap race, but it does not take long. I mean, really, it's a mile track, Todd, like you said.
Yep.
It runs kind of like a short track, 22-second laps, very fast racetrack. I mean, these guys are going well over 170 miles an hour on the straightaway, or right at 170 miles an hour on the straightaways. Close to it,
right.
Give or take a little bit. But, I mean, that's pretty quick for a place like this.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think this place would be that fast. Wouldn't take that long, but
Scott Simley and Richard here, the 12 and the 32 going at it. Todd, that's for 11th place.
Yeah, looks like the 12 is going to be running the high side. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
The high side.
I'm still having a little bit of issue right now.
Loading up everything. You're good. No worries. And it does look like Richard not going to take it. Scott Simley able to take actually 11th place away because Jeff Ryan had a moment. A little bit further back, you see Chad Coleman going way to the inside, and a little bit of a moment there for the 38. Todd, that's one thing about this racetrack. You do not want to enter on the low side personally. Yeah, it's a good way to burn them tires up and have other issues.
Exactly, and I mean, like you hit it right on the head earlier. You know, saving tires is going to be your biggest thing tonight.
Yeah.
And when we say that is, or what we mean by that is, if you choose to run a little bit harder earlier in the run, that means it's going to end up hurting you in the long run.
Yeah.
So,
man, there's like we've talked about this so many times in the last couple of weeks, honestly, about how important tires actually are. And
yep.
You just see Daniel Falkenham going one lap down. By the way, that's unfortunate because he will not have.
Right.
But we talk about saving tires so many times in these races, and what we mean by that, it's a really fine line. There's so many things you can do to save tires. I know people are wondering, well, how do you save tires and not lose spots? It's very simple, actually, especially on tracks that's tough to pass. You back out the throttle a little bit earlier, back out the gas, just even a slight, quarter second maybe. Just get out of the gas a little bit more, maybe not use as much gas in the corners. Let it roll through, Todd, arc a little bit more into the corner. Do not saw on the steering wheel like a lot of guys will saw. I mean, we've all done it. You don't want to put too much input in the steering wheel. That will scrub the rubber off the tire as well. Just like if you were driving a race or a regular car. You go around a sharp turn, you don't want to turn the wheel super sharp to the left because it's just burning your tire up. Honestly, it does. Same thing with even racing on these tracks. Even on iRacing, it's very close and very similar to that.
Now, here's a perfect example of not being able to save tires. Look at this. Ryan Howard's lead has basically disappeared as Justin Fuller now putting pressure on Ryan Howard going down the backstretch with the crossover move to the inside down turns 3 and will not yet. There he goes. Clears him with ease. Justin Fuller now your leader.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Fuller will lead this lap. Second lead change, that you basically hit it right there. That's identical. Ryan Howard maybe burnt a little bit too much tire off. Maybe got the tires a little too hot way too early. I mean, he's probably going to lose second here as well, I would guess, to Kevin Brown. Man, that's just tires. I mean, that's honestly what it is. We're only 21 laps into this race, Todd. You know this track will burn them off quick.
Right, and look at this. Kevin Brown now jumps to second. So, yeah, Ryan definitely must have burnt his stuff up.
Howard Fuller checking in, saying go Justin. Justin up front in that lead. We'll right on board with the 51 car.
Gonna run the bottom here out of turn 4. Across the start-finish line. And you know what? It looks like he's trying to let it slide up into the corner and kind of diamond it
That's exactly
down.
what he's doing. Yeah, to be honest, man, like, you know, I've told you I love this track. I have a love-hate relationship with this place. I love the track. Love watching the races on it. Love racing it. That's something I kind of learned last time. Send it in kind of deep, let the truck wash up a little bit.
Yep.
Honestly, I haven't. And I've been having my best races at Dover by doing that. Good battle right here, by the way. Jason Brumman, Ryan Howard.
Yeah, I was just going to bring up, we got somebody now moved up into the 16th. That is Travis Martin. Got past the 32 of Richard Swavely.
And that's the thing with this lead, Todd. You know that. And these guys do not have a lot of yellows.
No, it's normally either towards right at the beginning where something minor happens, just like we had seen, or
Yeah.
it's usually when the intensity is ramped up so much coming down to the wire, you know, and that's just a product of mistakes being made trying to go for the win at that point.
Yeah.
But no, for the most part, these guys, they don't have very many cautions.
Yeah, I don't know how many we had last week at Richmond. It wasn't a lot. I can find out if we need to, but I know it wasn't a lot by any means. So that's what makes this league so special, honestly. And we had 6 cautions last week, which is not bad for 150 laps.
No,
So
not bad at all.
not at Richmond, it's not. I mean, we're already, 27 laps into this one, coming to 28 here momentarily, but. So, Todd,
Now-
we're getting to that section. Like, if a caution was to come out, you will be stopping for tires 100%.
Oh, for sure, because then you know you're good for a little bit while. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think we have any stage breaks. I can't remember. I
No,
know
we do not.
last night's broadcast kind of
Pushed out
changed some
there.
things with the stage breaks. We were not used to that.
Yeah.
But no, I believe this is just straight all the way through 120 laps, unless there's cautions. But yeah, for sure, if we get a yellow here, you're definitely coming down because the fresh tires are basically king here on the restarts.
When was the last time Dover got a pave?
Let's see. Well, before they went to the concrete, it was actually asphalt.
Was it?
Yep. Just like
I
Bristol.
do not remember that. Wow.
Yep. And for some of you watching that may not know this, there was actually a horse race track on the inside of this track.
Really?
Yep, because
So-
it was actually formerly known as Dover Downs Speedway.
Oh, is this it?
Yep.
Now, I've heard Dover Downs. I didn't know it was here. Now, I've seen Dover Downs before. I did not know it was actually on the inside.
Yep. It was in the infield.
So that's why it's got that kind of track on the inside.
Yep.
Let's see. There's hard racing all around the racetrack right now, by the way, literally.
Yeah.
Ryan Howard's in a little bit of trouble. He's burnt his tires completely off.
Macklin up to 6.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if that damage is hurting Howard now, too.
You know, I think that's what it is, really. Because now, look at this. Justin Fuller extending his lead to an 0.8 of a second over Kevin Brown.
Yeah, both of them guys are running pretty even lap times. The Fuller a little bit faster that time, of course, but
Yep.
right now, by the way, Todd, just to let you know, biggest dropper of the race, 13 spots. Well, I don't want to count Daniel or EJ because they're laps down, but
Right.
Joey Gattina is actually down to 22nd. Now, I think a lot of that had to do with pit stops, too.
You know, he may have been involved into that little
Yeah, it could have some
lap
damage.
2 incident.
There is some damage on the back end. I wonder if that's what it was. Not a lot, but there is a little scrape there.
Right. New got a battle for, well, it would have been 8th. Ryan
Yep.
Howard still dropping back.
Yeah, Howard's in a little bit of trouble, I feel like.
Joey Gattina now up to 16th.
Joey Gattina's up to 16?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just ATVO. I'm sorry.
He's behind, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, that man ain't up to 16. He's back there at 44th, Todd.
And here I am messing it up like a bad hangnail.
Really? You got one more too.
Yep.
Hey, that's a good way to put it though. John. Here's Justin Fuller, by the way, about to go another lap down. Or sorry, not Justin Fuller, Daniel Falkingham. What makes this bad is the fact that although he could still get the lucky dog, he's not going to really matter, too much.
No.
Just because of the fact that he'll be 2 laps down. So.
And now look at this, Justin Fuller. Well, I don't know if that's just because he had the lap car that he had passed, but Justin Fuller now running the middle. Well, as I say that, going down in turn 3, he runs the bottom, but that's just because that lap car ahead of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess
has to back out there a little bit out of turn 4.
I'm gonna guess that that's definitely what it was. Honestly, was that so? Still watching Justin right now.
Currently watching Jason Brom trying to work his way through the lap traffic. Gonna get through Falkingham pretty easily. Kevin Brown was able to get through them nice and cleanly as well.
Looking around the racetrack, Todd, there's Ron Howard just getting passed by Scott Simley, and Steele dropping back. Tommy Ryan going to be, Tommy Ryan actually up 10 spots right now. He's up to 12th. He's going to be looking underneath 33 here, and he does take it away.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Ryan Howard now, we're 40 laps into this race basically. Once Justin Fuller crosses the line here, if I'm him, man, I just decide to come down pit road, get some fresh tires, some more fuel, and try to fix that damage. And if we end up having another caution, he would definitely be a candidate for the lucky dog if nobody else decides to pit after him.
Yeah, one of the things I'm sitting here thinking about already, like you mentioned, pit stops. I mean, we're only 20 laps away from being halfway.
Right.
20 laps don't take long to go around this place. These guys have the fuel to make it 60 laps. I mean, that's not an issue. The issue is the tires. That's a lot of guys will pit first for tires, and we're in that window. But if you could really make this a one-stop race, then do it if you're comfortable with it,
Yeah, I do want to say, like you had mentioned before, pit road is definitely the hardest place to get on here.
Yeah. Slowest.
We'll be see. Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting at is we'll see these guys go about 100, go from like 140 to 150 down to like 35 mile an hour.
Yeah. And it's a sharp turn. I'm going to tell you some of my pit road horror stories here. I had dropped down to the apron, overcorrected, shot back up across the track, wrecked. I have dropped down to the apron and straight into the water barrels. I've got caught speeding. I've got caught for unsafe pin entry. I have literally done the worst possible things by wrecking people coming on the pit. This place is horrible on pit road. I'm not going to lie. I think, my personal opinion, this is more tougher than Darlington. I know that's hard to believe, but to me, it's easier for me at Darlington than it is here.
Right. So what you're telling me is you've hit everything except for the pace car.
I probably hit it too. I'm not gonna lie. I have probably hit it. I've wrecked it to the stands. I've wrecked it to the infield.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had about every possible wreck that you could have here. But I love this track still.
Right.
I've only won here, I think, twice. Maybe only once. I haven't won here a lot.
I think I've only won here once, and I believe that was in a cup car.
Yeah, I won an NIS race here.
Yeah, I don't think mine was an NIS race.
Right.
But I think that was a race where I think you and I were actually in it. I don't know if it was next gen or it was actually regular.
No, it was regular cup cars last year.
Yeah, last year, and you and I were literally the best in that field, if I remember right. And ultimately, I think, like you said, you just had a bad restart or something and got collected up in a wreck. And I believe I was able to hold everybody off.
I probably got wheel spin, to be honest.
I think that's what it was.
I'm not lying. This is the worst track for wheel spin. I've yet to find another track that's worse for wheel. And maybe New Hampshire. New Hampshire can be bad for it. Phoenix can be bad in the day. But personally, man, this is definitely a top 5 worst wheel spin track on here.
Right. So now we're 47 laps into this race, and you know what I'm starting to see?
I see
Something that iRacing has definitely improved on here as of lately is now we can start actually seeing some fake rubber putting down on the track now.
Yeah, that's something that you guys, it's hard to see it really in the broadcast. It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, you can see it, of course, but we got a pass for second right now. Braum underneath Kevin Brown. By the way, these guys have actually been running down Justin Fuller.
Braum able to clear him.
Yeah, really slow car just now. Jeff Ryan, something happened to Jeff Ryan. Let me back that up and get a replay. Here's a replay of what just happened. There was contact between the 3 and maybe the 14. Yeah, the 14 tagged the 3. Honestly, almost brought out a caution. Got half spun. But now this place it's a really different track. And like Todd said, usually you can see the rubber being put down on the track. And honestly, when we go to like these other like asphalt tracks, you can probably see it a little bit more.
Right.
Bristol, you can see it really good. Martinsville, you can see it really good. This track, we should be able to see it before the end of this race. We should be able to see it pretty good, I would guess. Especially since we're staying green.
And what's really going to hurt these guys with these old tires is if they end up making a mistake, let's say on the entrance of the turn, and these guys wash up, they're going to have all them tire marbles on there, and that's not going to be good for their truck anyways either.
Yeah, we've talked about tire marbles. Once again, probably the worst place for tire marbles. They get stuck on your tires really easy here. And we're not making that up, by the way. When we say tire marbles on a sim game, I'm not joking. They're actually there.
It is there.
You can hear them when you're in the truck. You can see them. They're there. I wish the broadcast would make it pop up a little bit more. You can't really see it that good in the broadcast anymore. I don't know why, but something going on with iRacing. The spectators have trouble seeing it, but it definitely does matter.
So we're 8 laps away from halfway. Justin Fuller still enjoying about a half a second lead now over Jason Brown.
Close it quick, by the way, we had a car come down pit road. Joseph Burgess has hit pit road, but Brahm's running down Fuller, just FYI.
And that's, like we had mentioned, he must have saved his stuff, and now he's really showing that he's got a really good long run car.
Yeah, long run's something that we never really see here. I'm going to be honest. We don't have many long runs here, so it's pretty interesting to see. You know, Todd, honestly, it's good to see a long run.
Yeah, I think in real life here in the Cup Series, they've only had a couple of long run races that have actually turned into fuel mileage races.
As of lately, yeah, they haven't had one in a long time that I know of. I don't know when the last one was.
I want to say probably about 10 years ago.
It's been a while. I mean,
yeah, I believe it was Keselowski that ended up winning that
who
night.
has the most wins here? Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson for sure. Yeah,
he's got like 11.
I think at one point he racked off. Was it
a lot, wasn't it?
Five or 6 right in a row? I think he's got 9 total.
11 total, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not even close. I don't know who's got the second most. I figured maybe Jeff Gordon, maybe.
Yeah.
I would guess, but who knows?
Here we go. Battle for the lead. Justin Fuller doing everything he possibly can to keep Jason Brown behind him.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep him behind him. He's raining down from that big of a lead.
Yep.
I don't know how much.
Look for the crossover move here on the front stretch.
Fuller may let him go. Well, no, he's not. I mean, I don't blame him for not letting him go. I wouldn't either. But
right. So, what were you going to say now?
We do got some green flag pit stops actually kind of happening. Paul Crumry, Ron Hollyfield both hit pit road.
And here we go. Don't mean to cut you up. Jason Brown going into the inside of Justin Fuller. Coming out of turn 4. Going to clear him with ease.
Wow. Now, Jason Brown, Todd, I'm sitting here looking. I got to double check the stats. I know he doesn't have a win. Like, I'm 100% certain on that.
Right.
Double check here to make sure because I'm fairly certain. By the way, just for a reference, real quick before I go and see if he's any wins, the track record here at Dover for the trucks is at Let me double check. 22-3-4-1.
Okay, so we're not even close to that track record then.
Yeah. I'm too much temp, I would guess.
Yeah.
But as far as Jason goes this season, I know he hasn't got a win. I don't even think he's running a full schedule, honestly.
I don't think so either.
Go ahead and keep talking. I'll find this and let everybody know.
So currently watching Justin Fuller right now. He slipped back 1.2 seconds to our leader, Jason Brown. Jason Brown up there going down into turn 1, going to get through some lap traffic.
Yeah, Jason Brown actually, by the way, 16 starts this season. So he does have a lot of starts.
There we go.
No wins, but no top 5s and only 2 top 10s.
Do want to mention this place is horrible for lap traffic as well, because you've got this place is so narrow. You literally have nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's
when
what
you're a lap down.
That's what it reminds me a lot of Bristol, you know.
Yep.
Doug Roth on pit road. I mean, we are at the halfway point, you know, so.
I mean,
good time to stop and take tires and stuff.
Right.
Michael
It'll
Waters
be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long Brom decides to stay out.
Justin Fuller, by the way, something happened to him, Todd. He dropped back to 4th.
I think he's just fallen off the pace.
Look at this mess that he's in.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. 2 lap cars ahead of these guys, basically blocking the whole track. As who was that? Is it the 24?
Looks like the 55. Maybe? No.
Who?
It was the 74. Brian Wortman.
Okay. Justin Fuller just about killed the wall out of turn 4 there.
Yeah.
And now look at this. Freight train all the way down to 7th after missing his mark in that corner. Tyler Dalton now up to 2nd.
Yeah, Dalton just took 2nd from Kevin Brown. Mike Kelly on pit road, so we're seeing green flag stops, Todd. We don't get to see them here very often.
No, and we, like you said, we normally don't see these happen very often, but one thing is with this place, you will definitely go at least 1 lap, maybe even 2, depending on how your pit stop goes. If you end up having an issue getting into your box, you're definitely going to go at least 2 laps down.
Justin Fuller, pit road. Bentley Glasser, pit road. Jimmy Coleman, pit road.
So now, if I'm Jason Brom, I say, okay, we got some of these heavy hitters coming down pit road.
Yeah.
You know, give me another 2 or 3 laps, see what happens, see who all else comes down, and go from there.
Something happened to Tyler Dalton, Todd. Right there, we talked about pit road. He missed it.
Yep.
That's a big moment there for the 19th. What, didn't you say he was running 2nd?
He was 2nd. Yep. Now he's running 5th. Look for him to come down this time.
Jason is on pit road.
Yep. And this is gonna hand the lead off to Scott Simley in that. I don't know if it's the
12.
right paint.
Yeah, 12.
Verizon 12.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. It looks like he's gonna come down pit road this time.
Jeff Hollingsworth is speeding on pit road.
Ooh.
We're not surprised by that. We know somebody's going to get caught.
Yep. Jason Brown still on pit road. Yeah, it looks like basically everybody is now on pit road in the top 10.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff Hollingsworth still on pit road right now, by the way. So there was must have been an unsafe pit entry and all that stuff.
Right.
Too fast.
So now this is going to actually hand the lead over to Mike Kelly.
Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I got as well. Now, how did he get the lead?
I believe he still has not pitted yet.
He's pitted 4 laps ago.
Okay, well, there you go. And look who's in 2nd already.
Yeah, now Joey has not pitted. Joey can actually still stay out for another 30 laps.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna have a match for Jason Braum.
Yeah. Todd, what do we want to turn it up?
I think we're ready to turn it up.
This is a good one. So you guys enjoy. There you go.
Welcome back from Turning It Up. Mike Kelly still holding the lead. Jason Braum now running second, trying to run him down with some fresh tires. Justin Fuller now running third. Kevin Brown running fourth, and Ryan Howard now in fifth. And right. Yeah, Jason Brown's got a lot of traffic ahead of him. And that's one of them things we talked about, tire management with lap traffic. It's actually a little harder to do that. Oh, a little bit of an issue right here in front of Jason Braum. Lap truck going in front of him. Oh, and he gets collected by the 81.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my Lord.
And what happened with that is I was riding on board with him. It looked like the 81 was able to turn it around, kind of like in a 360 type thing, and as he was trying to save it, I think the banking kind of pushed him in front down towards the inside of the 83, and the 83 really just didn't have anywhere to go because he was committed to the bottom.
Well, Tom Singer, looking at a replay at the 81, that's what happened. The 81 actually blinked, and the 8 didn't see him, so he ran through him and turned him. That is a bad way. Now, there is good news for Jason. Okay, I do want to point this out. He actually didn't get much damage. So there's that. But if you're Jason, you're also probably really sick right now to your stomach.
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
And now look at Mike Kelly on pit road, and that's going to actually help him because now he's going to have fresher tires than some of these guys that decided to stay out, like our new leader, Tyler Dalton.
Yeah, and that's where Todd, it comes to it. Wheel spin. We've talked about it before. That happens here. I feel bad for Jason just now.
Yeah, he just really didn't have anywhere to go in that.
Welcome to lap traffic, because that's what happens.
Yep. So, 78 laps in the books. It is our second caution of the night. Tyler Dalton, your leader. Scott Simley running second. Richard Swavely running third. Brian Macklin fourth. Do not start with me, Chapman. Fifth, Jeff Ryan. Sixth, now it's Mike Kelly. And looks like Tyler Dalton going to come down pit road. I think that's a little interesting by him, thinking maybe some fresh tires he'll have a better chance off the restart to gain more positions.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm worried about wheel spin. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I know Dalton came in. Actually, wait, everybody came in, didn't they?
Yeah, it looks like everybody has come back in again, and now it's going to basically recycle to Mike Kelly and Justin Fuller going to be on your front row. And I do notice a little bit of right rear damage to Mike Kelly.
That's something he's going to kind of have to be a little bit worried of, I think, a little bit. I'm going to be honest, I don't know. Well, I mean, we're down to 40 laps to go before we go green. Dover is about to get wild. This is where things could really change in a hurry. So, we will wait to do that. Did you read that, by the way?
Yo, I'm not going to ask you about that right now,
yeah,
but...
Is that wild? Just real quick, really quick, so people kind of got an idea. Denny Hamlin's wife's going crazy. Real fast, Todd, Twitter, you can check us out on Twitter. And if you are watching this race, go to our Twitter, post a picture where you're watching from. We'll show it on the broadcast here tonight. You can check us out on the Twitter page, at twitter.com/TS Racing Network, or you just search Trackside Racing Net and it'll pop up.
Yep.
There you go.
So it looks like the lights have gone off the pace car as we're going to start doubling up. It will be Mike Kelly and Justin Fuller, your front row. Kevin Brown and Ryan Howard, your second row. And it looks like Brian, Boris Cook, and Bentley Glass are going to be your third row. I'm actually going to look to see that third row right there. These guys are going to put some pressure on the front two rows. We may have an issue on the restart with one of these front two rows.
Yeah, so we'll see how this all plays out. I don't know. We're going to find out here in just a second. I'm kind of anxious to see how this works out.
So it looks like Mike Kelly going to choose the inside. Justin Fuller going to choose the outside. Pace car looks for pit road. And now we're going to see Mike Kelly look for the green flag, and he will take off. Green flag is back out on the air here in Dover. Mike Kelly with a really good restart. Going to clear Justin Fuller down into turn one.
I want to mention, by the way, real quick, Jason Brom not out of the race by any means. He's still up to 7th. Actually, about to try to pass Bentley Glasser here for 6th on that low side. So do not count out this 83 truck.
Big battle for the lead going down into turn 3. Justin Fuller pretty much just sent it under Mike Kelly. Coming out of turn 4, still side by side. Mike Kelly with a huge run going down the back stretch, almost on the front stretch, sorry. Down into turns 1 and 2 now. Justin Fuller clears Mike Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly had a bobble.
He will take the lead back over.
Kelly had a bobble right there in the one. I've seen it. He's coming back hard here on the outside or with the big run, but not able to get up. But he had a pretty big bobble in turn 1. It kind of seemed just a little bit that was able to help Fuller with some to clear him.
It doesn't look like that damage on Mike Kelly is really affecting him. If anything, it may be helping him a little bit with some more downforce on that corner.
Who knows? Yeah, that's the thing. Who really knows?
Still putting some pressure on our leader, Justin Fuller. Whoa, Justin Fuller just about killed the wall there again. All of this is happening as the top 3 have broken away from Ryan Howard so far. Looking around, seeing if there's any other good battles. Michael Waters now jumps to the 10th spot. Kevin Brown now up to 2nd. Getting around Mike Kelly.
A little bit further back, Todd. Somebody that has started to move up. Tommy Ryan's up to 14 spots right now. Anthony Calantoni also now inside the top 10. He's 9th at the moment.
Yep. Got another battle for the lead here coming into the works. Gonna go down the backstretch. Kevin Brown with a huge run coming off of turn 2. Gonna look, was gonna look to the inside. Not gonna take it. We got another lap car going to come into a factor, and that's one of them things. It does not take long to catch the back of the pack, I guess you could say. As far as catching lap traffic and stuff. I mean, we've only run what, about 5 laps or so,
Yeah, I
if
think
not
so.
maybe a little more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tires really now, we shouldn't have much of a problem with tires, honestly. So, we seen these guys go multiple laps earlier. We shouldn't go over 60 laps earlier. So, I mean, we're coming down to 30 laps to go here very soon. Here comes Kevin Brown with a big run off turn 4. Watch for him to make a move to the inside here at Dover. Crosses the start-finish line. 89 laps about to be on the board. Kevin not going to be able to make the move just yet.
Nope, he's still going to look to the inside and not going to take it. Justin Fuller still running as hard as he can. Right now, I've noticed he's definitely trying to knock the wall down coming out of turn 4. And I don't know, man. Oh, he kills it right there.
Yep.
I don't know if that's just a product of running really, really hard. As now Kevin Brown going to take over the lead.
Yeah, Brown going to shoot up the track. Here comes Fuller back to
Crossover
the inside.
move. Yep.
Oh.
Believe that was, no, you're not taking that. And Justin Fuller's like, psych, I'm going to take it anyways.
Hard racing right now.
Yeah, really hard racing. Chad Coleman now up to 12th. Not going to be, well, definitely clears the 43 right there. Doug Roth in another battle here with looks to be like Joey Gattina. Oh boy. Almost a little bit of contact in turns 3 and 4 between the 14 and the 43. Now the 12 into that battle as well. This is getting to be really good here at Dover.
Stacked up right now. This is where bad things can happen.
Down on the turns 3 and 4 for Joey Gattina. Going to run the bottom, try to stay off the 43. The 43 pinches him. And that's one of them things. I see Joey. It seems like he's trying to run a defensive line by like trying to run as close as he can through the corners to the 43, but then down the backstretch, he kind of tries to run closer to the bottom away from him.
Mike Kelly up front right now, running third. We got first, second, third kind of broken away. You just seen him go around Daniel Falkingham. Unfortunately, Falkingham multiple laps down. We are coming to lap 95 here in this one. Tyler Dalton. What happened to Dalton, Todd? He's back here in 19 now, or I'm sorry, 18.
I wonder if he got it, I don't know, like some damage or, oh, you know what? I think it was he waited and pitted.
You're right. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is, and now he's just caught behind this traffic, I guess you could say.
It's a traffic jam. Brian Boris Cook having a good run right now. He's actually, so is Bentley Glasser, both 4th and 5th.
Mike Kelly still holding strong in 3rd.
Battle right now going to be, well, I was going to say maybe for 4th. Actually, here it comes. No, I'm sorry, not for 4th. That was actually for 7th, I believe. Tommy Ryan underneath Jason Brom. There it is.
Some lap traffic. Oh, yeah, some lap traffic here for Mike Kelly. Getting around with ease. Bentley Glasser now going to try to get through that lap traffic, and he will. Travis Martin now up to, looks to be 19th. But your leader is still Kevin Brown, enjoying what looks to be a 2/10 of a second lead over Justin Fuller. And after he killed the wall like a, well, I'm not going to say it, but after killing the wall so many times like a little psycho, I guess you could say.
You just say it, I guess, didn't you?
Yeah, well.
It's like this psycho.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's done a really good job as far as after killing the wall there out of turn 4. He's
Yeah.
able to actually stay with Kevin Brown.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at his truck right now, Todd. There's not really a lot of damage. It's very similar to what we see Jason Brom have, but just as good enough. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that little damage doesn't worry me with him at all.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, if he had any damage, kind of like Mike Kelly, you know, the damage with Mike Kelly kind of worries me a little bit. But, I mean, look at this. He's going to have a good run on Fuller as soon as we come out of turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch.
We're coming to 19 to go here, Todd, already in this one.
Man, this is going by really, really fast.
Yeah, I think they're by a lot quicker than what I expected. Brian Boris Cook, by the way, still working on 4th place. Bentley Glasser. Tommy Ryan has closed in the gap on both of them guys, by the way.
Tommy Ryan always having a good run here as of late in these past few races that we've covered. Real quick, do want to mention we have no broadcast tomorrow night, no broadcast on Friday. Midnight Thunder Series has got the night off. No broadcast Saturday. ASL is done for a couple of weeks here, so no broadcast on Sunday. Nothing on Monday. We'll be right back here on Trackside Esports Network with the URL Next Gen Cup Series that you just seen last night. They're going to be racing Dega.
Yeah, I think 100 laps at Dega too, so it's a long race, but it should be a good one from Talladega Super Speedway. By the way,
we will be
Red Sox will be starting back.
Yeah,
September the 16th?
Yeah, I believe that's what you told me last night. Yeah, from Red Bull Ring.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I do. Do you have that track? Because I
I
don't.
don't think I have it either, to be honest. I didn't know there was a track called that.
Yeah. All I know is that there's a fake bull somewhere out there looking over the racetrack. So.
I need that bull here, to be honest.
Yeah.
This place is kind of like a bull ring.
Yeah, I guess you could say that in a way, because like we were talking about before, with lap traffic and the wrecks, you know, self-cleaning all the way to the inside, you know, I guess you could say it's definitely like a bull ring. Good battle here for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Bentley Glasser
and
going
6th.
Boris Cook, though, and he's been on it tonight. He's had a good qualified run. He qualified, I think, right around inside the top 15. Here he is up to 4th, Todd, and honestly running down Justin Fuller and Mike Kelly both, even though Tommy Ryan's there as well.
Right. Justin Fuller has lost a little bit of ground to our leader, Kevin Brown. Now the lead has extended to almost, now it's 1.1 seconds back to Justin Fuller.
By the way, Kevin Brown this season he has not won a race. Why did I think
So that I thought he did win a race. Was it one of the super speedways? I believe.
He did not win a race.
Wow.
Now he did, I think, in the Friday night series.
Maybe that's what it is.
Wow. Yeah. No.
Yeah. But look at this. Basically, you got a 3-way battle for 2nd now.
Kevin Brown, by the way, 3 top 5s. Just FYI.
3 top 5s. Okay. Brian Boris Cook going to look to the inside of Mike Kelly in turn 3. Not going to have a good enough run. He's just going to fall back behind Mike Kelly. Well, actually, yep, there he goes.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan had a pretty big run right there in the center. He actually had to get out of it, not to run into the back of Cook.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
Whew. So, coming down to basically 10 laps to go here at Dover.
He's trying to go on the outside. He's going to make this
Hey,
work.
yeah. And I believe the outside lane is the way to go right now. So, I mean, you could see that move. If you hit it right, you're going to have a really good run. Oh, hits the wall, rubs the wall there a little bit. Out of turn 2, Mike Kelly still going to run that bottom. doing a really good job under the 63, not to get into him. And there you
Wow.
go.
What a pass.
Brian Boris Cook now into third.
That was one of his best passes I've seen him make all year. I'm not even going to lie. That was absolutely amazing. Boris Cook, by the way, does have 3 top 5s this season, but no wins as well.
So I think, oh, 70 gonna hit the wall there a little bit.
That was pretty good there.
You know, I actually believe Brian Boris Cook may have the truck to actually catch Kevin Brown before this is done. If he can get around Justin Fuller right here, down into turn 3.
He's going to have to do it pretty quick. I mean, he should be able to get around Fuller.
Justin Fuller ran that top and was able to get the momentum off the corner. And I mean, if
tough right now, he's 2 seconds, and that's going up.
Yep. This is not what Brian Boris Cook or Justin Fuller wanted.
Yeah. There you see the pass.
Yep. Oh.
Maybe.
Tommy Ryan giving a little bump. Lets Justin Fuller regain the spot for now. He's going to defend the bottom. Here's Tommy Ryan to look to the outside of Brian Boris Cook.
If he could make the pass a couple of laps here on the outside, Tommy not going to be able to do that just yet. Coming to 5 laps to go, Todd.
Yeah, and all of this is happening, and look who's pulling away.
Yeah.
It is Kevin Brown.
Yeah, he's 2.2 seconds out right now. And that's going to keep growing the longer these guys battle.
Yep. Justin Fuller trying to defend Brian Boris Cook again. Cook's going to basically send it into turn 3. Going to try to slide up in front of Fuller. Fuller's going to possibly look. Oh, I thought there was maybe a little bit of contact between the two.
That was definitely close racing. So now
how fast can Brian Boris Cook catch the 93 of Kevin Brown?
Yeah, if he'll even have time. He's 2.5 or 2.2 seconds. That is closing pretty quickly, but coming to 3 laps to go, Todd. This is honestly Kevin Brown's race to lose, I think.
Yeah, as long as he has no issues.
Yeah.
With lap traffic, I mean, I'm trying to look around right now to see if there's any, and he's got a clean racetrack so far.
Yeah, the next car is coming out of turn 4, it looks like. Or turn 2, I'm sorry. No, it's turn 4. I was right.
So out of turn 4, coming to 2 laps to go for Kevin Brown.
Looking for his first win, by the way, this season. Very impressive.
Kevin Brown still has not won this season yet. Looks to put it in victory lane. Coming down to turns 3 and 4. He'll see the white flag this time. White flag out in the air for Kevin Brown here at Dover.
Yeah, race is going to be official with that white flag.
Going to send it into 1 and 2. You'll see the backstretch for the final time, and then back down to turns 3 and 4. Out of turns 3 and 4, Kevin Brown looks for the checkered flag, and he will get the checkered flag here at Dover. Brian Boris Cook going to finish in 2nd, looks like.
Something happened. Where did Anthony Calatoni come from? He gets 4th.
I don't know.
Justin Fuller, Mike Kelly, Bentley Glasser, Jason Braun, Glenn Campbell, Michael Waters, your top 10. Wow.
Do want to mention Tommy Ryan did end up finishing 3rd, so Kevin Brown with your winner, Brian Boris Cook at 2nd, and Tommy Ryan your top 3 for any views tonight.
Yeah, you see Kevin Brown being pretty congratulated about quite a few guys. He is pretty respected in this league, so shout out to Kevin Brown. He definitely deserved that one. Good to see that happen.
Yeah.
We will start pulling some people in here in just a moment for these interviews. Kevin Brown, by the way, teammates with Daniel Falkenham and Chad Coleman. So, pretty good teammates there to have, I believe. All right, let's pull him in. Kevin Brown, it's Adam up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Got you, man.
Man, first win this season. That's got to feel nice to get it done in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think this is the first win in the Truck Series actually, so I'm pretty happy to do it, especially in the playoff.
Talk about racing this track, man. This track is so tough. It's one of the toughest tracks we actually go to all season, let's be honest. Pit road's tough, the speed, everything happens so quick. Talk about running this place in the truck.
Yeah, definitely. You had to save your right front there, or you're going to be plowing into the wall. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to Jeff for getting into him or pitting. I had it locked down, but it just slid into him, and I think he got a speeding penalty for it and messed up his race. So I'd like to apologize for that. But other than that, yeah, it was hard to save the tire. I was really surprised at Jason Barham, at how good he was doing early in the race, and wow, I'm surprised we got it. That's all.
Las Vegas next week, man. After picking up a win here, thoughts on heading to Vegas?
Well, Las Vegas is a pretty good track. I think early in the year, me and Fuller got into it, and into a little race at the end. So hopefully we can edge out Fuller again in the next race.
For sure, dude. Hey, any shout-outs you want to give out here tonight?
Yeah, my guys down at Team Name, Chad, Daniel, all them, Chris Caboo, Painting the Paint Scheme, and yeah, you guys and Sim 500 putting on the broadcast.
Hey, good job on that, buddy.
Thanks.
Thanks, man. All right, next up, we will try to find Brian Boris Cook to bring in and talk to Min Todd. Hopefully, Brian is in here. I do not see him at the moment. May have to grab him next. Double check just to make sure. No, I don't see him right now, so let's bring in Tommy Ryan.
Yep.
And talk to Tommy this time. Who finishes in P3. Tommy and Adam and Todd up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah.
P3, man, at a very tough racetrack. Talk us through your night. You started way back in like 22nd place, and that had to be a fun drive.
Yeah, I was trying to, get the tires up to temperature without abusing them on the first lap. Because all through practice, it was like the second lap was going to be the money deal. And I went out there and everything felt great. And I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, I turned an 8 and they're turning 5. It's not going to be good. I was like, well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's going to be, I'll have to tiptoe my way through this one and, save a little tires in the beginning. And, guys were flying up through there as if they had a whole stack of tires in the pit boxes. And, of course, I rolled up through there and got some track position. Caution came out, got a little more, and pitted under the last caution and went to work. I just didn't have enough time. And then Brian, man, he was really good there. I couldn't do anything with him. I tried to get some little clean air on the nose to try to cut. And he just pulled the momentum out of the corner. But Kevin was gone. I don't know how I need another 30 laps to catch him.
Man, talk about racing this track. I kind of talked to it with Kevin a moment ago. This track is so fast. Things happen so quick. Really, there's nowhere you can go if something does happen. Talk about racing this place.
Yeah, it's, the thing is symmetrically, the same on both ends, but you run the corners different.
Yeah.
At least I do. And it's all about timing. The way you land into the corner and the way you roll it, and then wherever you exit. And if you overdrive it, which is really easy to do, you either end up overheating the right rear or the right front, and then the walls come up quick. And by the time you gather it up out of the corner, the next one's coming. You got to set yourself up. So it's an animal, man. It's kind of like a bull ring, but you do get a couple seconds to get your bearings together to set yourself up for the next corner. And then you got to remember which corner you're going in because they kind of look the same.
They do.
So you pass the flag stand, you're like, okay, here's turn 1.
Yeah, we got confused multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shout outs and all that, dude.
Northern Tool and Equipment, snapmobile.shop. You guys putting on the broadcast, always fun to watch. And my teammates, we try to help each other. They don't always pan out, but we try.
Hey, that's what it usually goes. Good job on that, bud.
Thanks, man.
Next up, it is going to be our second place and runner-up finisher, Brian Boris Cook. Brian, you got a copy? Man,
I got you. You got me?
Got you loud and clear. Second place here tonight, dude. And honestly, heck of a run. You started back in 13th and had a pretty good night. All night, stayed really up inside the top 10 and managed a second place finish. That has to feel pretty good.
Man, it feels great. I think that's probably one of my best finishes this year for sure. I knew on that first round of pit stops and a green flag, I was really good in the long run because I passed almost everybody, and I figured that if we had a long run at the end, I was going to be in good shape. I kind of hated to see that last caution, but man, I gave it my all.
Points-wise, this is definitely going to help you. I'm seeing that you're actually first in the points. Is that right? Maybe it is. Anyway, points-wise, you got to be pretty happy, I think, going into next week whenever we head to Las Vegas, and honestly try to set yourself up and move it on to the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. I mean, it's not very often I'm in these playoffs. I've really been putting in the practice and trying to get up there and beat these guys. And, I don't wish bad luck on anybody, but it's good seeing those favorites have some trouble. It's really helping me.
Hey, I agree completely, dude. Shout-outs and all that. You want to give out, man, best run this season for you. And it looks like, honestly, you are going to take over the points lead from what I'm seeing, if that's correct.
Man, that's good news. I'm going to give a shout-out to Josh Parker. He's my crew chief. He's helping me out. And, just thanks to Joey and everybody in the league. It's a fun league.
Hey, good job tonight, dude. Proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. There you go. There's Brian with the second place runner-up. Todd Chase, back to you.
So, how do you feel this race went tonight?
Better than I thought, to be honest. I thought we would have more than, how many cautions we had. What was it, one caution?
Was 2.
1 or 2? It wasn't a lot. Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
So, honestly, probably one of the best over races we've seen because we actually got to see green flag pit stops. And we seen some cautions. It was your typical Dover race, I think. Kinda a little bit worried about some of these guys that haven't had a lot of luck. Like Brian said, Daniel Falkingham, one of them guys that has not. EJ really hasn't had a lot of luck. Honestly, there's a few other guys that really hasn't. Looking at the points right now, Todd, Brian Wortman has fallen back into. I'm sorry. Jason Brom has moved into the cut now. He jumped up 2 spots. Randy Yoakum actually fell back out of it, and Brian Wortman fell out of it. So, and with 1 race left.
Right, and that's going to be a key race there in Vegas next week, as we will go down from 20 to 14 after Vegas. So, got anything else you need to talk about?
No, that's it, man.
All right, you guys have a great night. Take care, and God bless.